Hey guys, Magic Mike here. If you're looking to shed those extra quarantine pounds and get stronger, or you're an athlete looking to get a slight edge on your competition, we have the gym for you. Introducing Slight Edge Fitness and Performance, conveniently located in Braintree, Mass. Slight Edge is offering individual, small group, and sports performance training in a private gym setting. The Steele Nazz boys are going to be in there very soon doing a combine. That's going to be interesting. The Slight Edge trainers will be sure to get your heart rate up, increase strength, and help you reach your fitness goals with a customized program. You can find them on Instagram using the handle @SlightEdgeFit. Give them a follow, or visit their website slightedgefit.com and set up a free strategy session while you're there. Let it rip.
Back here for another Steele Nazz, brought to you by Hedge Better from our headquarters back in Braintree, Mass. Tonight we got none other than the host of the 98.5 Sport Hub, Felger Mazz. Mike Felger joins us about the rise in the media industry and talks about, the Bruins going down last night, the future of the Patriots, big on Stidham, but the big elephant in the room that we all want to talk about right now. Mike Steele, where the fuck is the beard?
Had to make a sacrifice, man. A pathetic showing like that. Just a terrible game. A sacrifice was made.
I'm big
next year.
Yeah, I'm big, heavy on my F-bombs, pick and choose, do wisely, but that was necessary there. Rest of the show, I think the Celtics, they're over. The Patriots, OTAs, we'll talk about that a little bit. But we're gonna let you guys let it rip. We're gonna get in some callers after this important interview with Michael Felger here about the down slope of the Boston Bruins and a tough game in Game 6.
I think we cursed them in Game 2 in that balcony. I don't know. Something happened.
Things did go downhill after you schmucks won.
That is not on us at all. Not on us at all.
Now
Put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I took my shirt off. I mean, I shouldn't have been doing that.
Now I'm clean shaven, you assholes. You monsters.
Here we go, 98.5 The Sports Hub's Michael Felger. We're now here with 98.5 The Sports Hub's Michael Felger. How are we doing this evening?
Good, guys. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, doing okay.
He just shaved his beard after 8 years after the Bruins lost
Had
last
to
night. So that's a
sacrifice
tough
it.
one. So you've probably, through 2 to 6, I'm sure you've been talking about the Bruins and Patriots all day. So let me start with a couple career questions. I know you went to BU. You're born and raised in Milwaukee, correct? What kind of led you towards, the Boston way?
So, stupid story, but my girlfriend went to Harvard, and we wanted to be close. We wanted to go to school in the same city, and I followed her. So she went to Harvard. I couldn't fucking get into Harvard.
Right? How'd you do that?
So I went to BU while she went to Harvard. It obviously didn't last. Of course it didn't last, but I also wanted to be a sports writer. I knew that in high school, and I knew BU had a really good communication school. So she went to Harvard. I went to BU. It didn't last.
And
Pretty much it.
the rest is history, yeah. Hey.
So you started at the Herald. Was that 97 through 99? Transitioning into sports talk radio. Just kind of run me through that as you're going to these Bruins, or I think you covered the Patriots for a little bit too. You had press conferences day to day to now kind of talking about the Boston teams Monday through Friday. Just tell me about that transition and what did you really learn from covering those teams to make you be able to talk about it for 4 hours? I know 4 hours is a big stretch, including commercials and things like that.
So I think having covered it as a reporter really helps from the radio side. And Mazz did the same thing. Mazz was a beat guy for 20 years. And so, and we also were both at the Herald, which was, I don't know how old you guys are, but back in the day was a pretty splashy tabloid.
For sure.
A lot of, it was a lot of edge. And so we could sensationalize things, and the Globe was more conservative and we would be more brash, but you still had to have a pretty hard nose for what's a real story. What are people talking about? What do people care about? And hitting it hard and quick. And so, knowing what's real and not real, having been in locker rooms. And I think that background is important because there's a lot of talk show hosts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of talk show hosts who, and I don't begrudge this, they just come from a broadcast background. They're broadcasters, right? And they weren't quote unquote journalists, or they weren't sports reporters. So I think it helps us. I think it gives us a little edge. But your original question, how I started as an intern at the Herald in 1989. just answering phones and pumping in box scores. And I worked my way up. I worked my way up from answering phones to my first stuff. You would cover high school games and college games. I covered BU hockey for a little bit. I covered the Revolution's first year in '95, I think.
Oh boy, that must have been fun, huh?
Oh, yeah, it was a peach. And
Yeah.
I covered the Bruins, Joe Thornton's rookie year in '97, '98.
Nice.
They moved me to the Patriots in '99. And then, again, I don't know how old you guys are, but you know, I was covering the Patriots in the early 2000s, and EEI really just started to take off. Bob Lobel used to do Sports Final and have people on. Mm-hmm. And so I got cracks on those shows, basically, and I guess people liked, or the stations liked what I did because they would have me on a lot, and then they'd have me start filling in, and there the rest is history.
For sure. And, you know, I agree to your point of, you know, the advantage of you guys being like sports reporters at the games really gives you an edge, you know, going into the booth and talking about sports 4 hours a day. My next question was leading on afterwards. What was kind of the development going into, you know, Felger Mazz is, you know, the biggest show in at least Boston sports radio talk. Just tell me how that kind of came into fruition with, you know, pairing up with the Sports Hub and how did that all come to be?
So, and again, how old are you guys?
27.
Yep. 29.
Yeah.
A little older.
You remember BCN, the Rock of Boston? And so that was a long-time rock station owned by CBS. And music on FM has started to fade. It's not quite the same. So, you know, they've been thinking about it for a while. And then in like 08, 09, they finally decided to, you know, pull the plug on WBCN and flip it to sports. And so it started with me and Tangway and the GM at CBS, and that was it. But it really started with TNR. I mean, they always had them there, you know, with an eye towards flipping it to sports soon and making them sports show hosts. So that was in their mind, and they asked me to do afternoon, and I did it, and I guess it did well a lot earlier than anyone thought, and so there you go. That's really the story.
Nice. And a big thing, too, I think a month ago we had Hank Lockwood on, who's the producer of Pardon My Take and Barstool. I just remember, you know, the time when they stormed the NFL headquarters and Portnoy called you from there. I just kind of want to know the sequence on your point of view of, you know, hearing the whole thing.
So, I mean, I've just known and followed Dave for a long time. I mean, I remember when back in the days when it was a newspaper, Barstool was a little flyer.
For sure.
Yeah. He'd go put out in the little news boxes. And, you know, way back in the day, so now 10 years ago, I was a big fan of Barstool. I don't read it much anymore. I'm not on Twitter, and it's not a local thing. Like, it, you know, it used to be a local Boston sports thing. And it had all of Dave's sense of humor and edge. And, you know, so I was a big consumer of Barstool. I read his stories, and maybe we had him on a couple times. And through that, I, you know, just got to know him a little bit. But so it was just through that, you know, when he was there, maybe we knew he was there. I bet I called him more than he called me. But either way, you know, sitting there in the fucking lobby of the NFL.
Yeah, that was intense.
Taken away, exactly.
Yeah, I'll move on to, you know, what happened last night. You know, a tough showing by the Bruins where, you know, I thought that was probably the first game of the series where they were clearly outmatched. As soon as you saw, I think, Charlie McAvoy take that cheap shot there, you know, their defense was totally out of sync. There was no one even to help out there, a bunch of turnovers. I just want to know your take about the game.
Well, I agree. It's the first time they kind of didn't show up. I mean, I think the entire playoffs, even the games they had lost, they had either taken to overtime or fought down to the wire. The two previous games they lost to the Islanders, they lost with 6 minutes left. And then in game 5, they got it to 5-4 and had to pull the goalie, you know. So they were in every game.
Yeah,
that's
right
the only
there.
game where they just sort of succumbed. And that's disappointing. And, you know, I don't know. I guess the players, I think, saw the writing on the wall that they couldn't win 2 straight. They couldn't win 2 straight and then beat a team like Tampa with their defense being the way that it is. And they sort of quit. And that's fucking gross. Like,
Oh, yeah, it was disgusting. That game was terrible.
I mean, I don't give them a break for that whatsoever. The team's had a pretty good track record of fighting.
Yeah.
Good DNA and all that stuff. And for them then at the very last not to empty the bucket more, what the hell was that?
Yeah, like I'm a big Grizzly fan, and I mean, boy, did he puke on himself last night.
Horrible game. That was scary bad.
Yeah,
But, but
terrible.
even I look in the past years of, Bruins making deep runs, I think it's come down to, secondary scoring, their defense showing well and, solid goaltending. And you saw it, I mean, time and time again in the series. If it wasn't for the first line, they weren't scoring at all.
Yeah, that secondary scoring dried up. And that's just, I think that pales in comparison to their problems in back. I mean, from the dots down, they were just fucking horrible. And that means the goaltending too. I mean, just in tandem. I mean, Tuukka Rask totally sort of faded at the end of the series, and the defense was putrid after Carlo went out. And that, to me, that's the combination. I think they could have survived. Their third and fourth line, or even Taylor Hall kind of drying up. I think they could have survived it, at least this round, if they held up in back. I mean, they could have won a bunch of games 2-1. I think they could have.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't held up in back.
I think the Tampa Bay Lightning would have eventually put them to bed anyway, so it might even be a blessing in disguise that they didn't get by this round.
Yeah, that series would have been ugly.
We've actually had him on these airways before, Jeremy Swayman, the backup goaltender. What do you see, the offseason playing out? I know Tuukka Rask is a UFA. What do you see going forward in their decisions making at that position?
I don't know what they're going to do, but to me, you can't bring Rask back. Even if it's a reduced salary and he agrees to a platoon role, it's just the Tuukka Rask thing is just there's too many people who support Rask. I think the players support Rask. There's too many guys in the media who pump his tires. And if you get to the end of the year and Swayman's had a good year, but Rask is still there, and now you go into the playoffs, I think you're going to run into kind of the same thing you ran into this year, which is, we should play Swayman, but Rask's the guy. He's got all this experience, so we should play him. And it's just a distraction. I don't think they should invite. I think they need a veteran next to Swayman. It just shouldn't be Rask. Bring in someone else. Wipe the slate, please.
I agree.
Do you think Swayman should have started last night? Are you on that camp?
Yes, fuck yes, of course, yes.
All right, good. I agree. Yeah.
Speaking about UFAs, there's a bunch on the horizon in terms of, David Krejci, Taylor Hall. Who would you like to see come back? I know Brandon Carlo, too. I think Taylor Hall obviously was a no-show this series, but, really showed a lot of promise towards the end of the season and even in the first round against the Capitals.
So, I'm a yes on Hall.
Yep.
I'm a maybe on Krejci. Maybe. He's got to be $4 million or less. And it's 1 year. Maybe. I'm a no on Rask. I'm a yes on Carlo. The concussion thing scares me.
Yeah.
But the defenseman, you got to be patient with. Some guys pop early, but most don't. Most defensemen take extra time. Most defensemen take extra time in the minors. Most defensemen take extra time at the NHL level. It's just a slower developing position. And so I'm willing to be patient with Carlo. I'm willing to be patient with Lausanne. I'm willing to wait to see what Zaboral could be, Vakanainen. I might flip one of those guys if I get an upgrade. I'm not telling you they're untradeable.
For sure.
But, as long as they're not involved in a trade to upgrade another part of your roster, if it's just a straight contract decision or free agent decision, I'm bringing all those guys back.
Yeah, I wasn't too big on Lausanne, especially being in attendance for that, turnover, basically pick six in that overtime game. I think that was game 2.
Yeah, Cizikas taking it away. That sucked.
I heard you on 98.5 today talking about, the future of Jack Eichel and about maybe $10 million or whatever. I mean, I would take him with open arms, obviously, but I just want to hear about your take of, do you think the Bruins are going to try to pursue him?
Yeah, they might.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's a lot of smoke there. And if Eichel wants it, and Eichel's willing to kind of do what Taylor Hall did, which is facilitate it, meaning turn down trades to other teams or give the Bruins a break on the contract he wouldn't give to another team. And, if he's willing to kind of steer his way here and you get him at a price that others can't get him at, that's going to be a hard thing to say no to. I mean, your two centers are old.
Yep.
Coyle, I thought I liked, but he doesn't produce it.
He finds a way to disappoint every chance he gets.
Yeah.
Agreed. He doesn't produce enough offensively. And so I would have to be a yes on Eichel. But it wouldn't be like at full cost. Like, I'm not giving you Pasternak and paying him a full $10 million a year. It's got to be a break on the contract and a reasonable price. But I'd have to be a yes. I mean, they can't say no to talent right now.
Yeah,
absolutely not, especially young talent.
Another thing that you guys mentioned too, which is completely swept under the rug, by the way, is that whole BU loss at the end where, I don't know, someone owed money, the goalie just threw it under his legs. That was kind of bizarre, huh?
That was a shady fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Hey, the goalie knew what he had.
I mean, I'm telling you that it's not some rumor. The FBI investigated the team. You know, there was some shit going on with that team, and Eichel was on it. I don't know if he was a part of it or not, but I think he was their captain. Or
yeah. I think the goalie was like $50K in the hole or something like that. He was down bad. But put the house on Providence.
So looking at the NHL as a whole, you have Colorado. I mean, Colorado's in Game 6 right now. Who do you like winning the Cup? I kind of like the Lightning going back to back. They look really dominant, out of the gate.
I think Lightning have the best roster, and I'm just admittedly not as versed, on Vegas or even Colorado. I mean, I know their star players, but I do know, just about the entire Tampa roster, and they have it all, man. They are top to bottom to me. They've got elite skill guys like Kucherov and Stamkos. They've got elite two-way guys like Braden Point. I love their decoy. I love Hedman. Never mind guys like Svechnikov, I can't remember who's their defenseman? Sergachev? Whatever. They got a couple of great D. Vasilevsky's Vezina caliber. They've got grinders. They got it all. Like that to me is the best roster in the league.
Oh yeah, Braden Point is like their sixth best player, and that's just nonsense. Unbelievable.
Tampa's a great city of champions.
Actually, Felger, speaking of City of Champions, I have a question I want to run by you. Obviously, better than anybody. During a 19-year span, we celebrated 12 Major League Championships here. It seems like, for a long time as Boston sports fans, like so much went right that we had to find things that were going wrong, right? And I feel like now, as fans, we're all starting to come to terms with the fact, especially, our generation that grew up spoiled with Boston sports, that the pendulum's kind of swinging back, right? And it's kind of going to be the opposite, where we're going to have to find more that's right because so much is going wrong. As sports media personalities, do you guys find yourselves having to adapt with how the current Boston sports climate is changing at all?
No, definitely not. I mean, so, we were willing to be critical of teams when they were winning. So if you can be critical of a team when they're winning, it's
even easier now, yeah.
Right, well, and that's funny, and that's why, because, you guys, Felger Mazz, you guys always take heat for criticizing some of the most successful sports franchises, right, in Major League Sports. So it's like, now that, you guys have had to poke holes in, success, now that things are kind of flipping, I was just curious, if you guys saw an opportunity to kind of play the opposite role and find the good in the bad. But
so, I think sports radio, good sports radio is inherently negative. It's, it just is. It's, people don't call up to say how much they like something. They want to call and complain. It's like, and when you grind it out the next day, you want to pick apart the things you didn't like versus sort of celebrating the things that you do like. I mean, the things you do like, you celebrate in the moment, in the game, and it feels good. But sort of the next day, when you're talking about it or analyzing, you want it to be a critique, and
criticize.
I just think it's inherently negative media, and we're happy to go there.
Yeah, you guys were great. The 2018 Red Sox run. I mean, you guys were tearing that team apart. They won 120 games. That was a masterpiece.
Kept us through the year.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Was that last season, 2019, when the Bruins did a whole montage of you just hating on them? Is that?
Yeah, I think their playoff hype video is you being 4 games into the season, being they're done.
They're done. They're too young. Too young. No, but that was the year they lost in the second round. So.
Oh, yep.
So you were right again. Yeah.
Nailed it.
way to make a commercial pumping your tires and losing the second round.
Yeah.
You'll take the clout for that for sure. Switching to the gridiron now. I want to talk about the Patriots a little bit. I hear you talking a lot about, rooting for Stidham. What do you see, Mac Jones coming in here the first season, in terms of playing time? I know Cam Newton seems like he's the number one going to go in the season. I just want to get your take on, if you could see the rookie playing this year, if you could see, I guess, your guy Stidham getting a chance at all.
So, I mean, I'm Stidham because I just don't want Newton. And I think that
Fair.
I think Bill's going to go slow with Mac Jones, right? So if Bill's going to go slow with Mac Jones, the first 2 months of the year, I want to watch Cam Newton or I watch Jared Stidham. I want to watch Jared Stidham. So I'm rooting for him actually to have something. I'm rooting for him to have improved. I'm rooting for him to beat out Cam Newton. So that's why I'm rooting for him. I think Bill's going to play Mac Jones when he plays him, regardless of what Jones does. I'm sorry, whatever Cam Newton does, whatever Stidham does. Bill's got something in his mind for Mac Jones right now, and it doesn't matter what the other guys do. So it's really, what do I have to watch until I get to Mac Jones? And I'd rather watch Jared Stidham. I think they'd be better with Jared Stidham. I think they'd win more with Jared Stidham.
They throw the ball more downfield.
So Felger, who's the odd man out in that 4-person group?
Dante Hightower returned back to practice today. I just want to know what you think about their defense. I know they have had a bunch of additions in the offseason.
Should be good.
Yeah,
it should be good. They should pay Gilmore for one more year, and it should be good. I think the problem is you can't really win on defense anymore. It's really hard. It has to be representative, and it's nice to have a play here and there, but I don't know. I don't think anyone can win on defense anymore. I think the league has changed.
No, if you
much.
If you play a team like the Chiefs, or even the Buccaneers, and you get yourself down like 20 points, at midway through the second quarter, you can't have a defense to bail you out like that. You got an offense, that throws touchdowns,
Downfield,
scores,
yeah.
get points on the board.
So I think they can have a good NFL defense given today's standards. I think the days of Bill winning on defense, or even a couple of years ago, are kind of done. He still had Tom Brady when he won in 2018. So, it'll be a good defense, though. It'll be much better. It'll keep games and, maybe make some stops late and help win some games, and feel good about the defense for sure.
Yeah, get those late fucking Cam Newton turnovers out of there.
The last thing I'll bring up is about the Celtics. Some crazy news last week of Danny Ainge stepping down and Brad Stevens taking on the job. I just want do you think Brad Stevens is qualified to be, the president of basketball operations?
No.
Yeah.
Not a fucking chance.
He's not qualified. No way. And I don't think he's going to be the president of basketball operations for long. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make it through one full offseason.
Wow.
If he doesn't take one of these NBA jobs right now that are opening up, that wouldn't surprise me one bit. But I don't think he's long for this job at all. I think it's something of convenience. He's under contract. They own his rights. They like him.
Clearly, yeah.
So it's like, all right, Brad, go do this. The players have tuned you out. We know that's not working. They probably hate Danny more. So, he's gone. We'll get you out of their hair. You do this for a little bit till the dust settles, and we'll see how it all plays out. There's no way that he was their first choice or how they planned or mapped all this thing out. I don't think that's not even close to how this went down.
For sure. And, now they have a head coach vacancy that they're trying to replace. Do any names really speak out? I kind of had a take last week about Mike D'Antoni, when the playoffs are over, Brooklyn. It seems like they need a veteran presence in there, not just this young guy who's going to come in and think that he's a guru coach, someone who, knows how to deal with superstar talent. And yeah, maybe they only have one or two superstars right now, but I expect more coming in.
Yeah. So I lost you again on D'Antoni. D'Antoni, the only way I think D'Antoni has a chance is if Kyrie Irving told his buddy Jason Tatum, hire Mike D'Antoni for me. I like the guy. Honestly, I think they're going to defer to Tatum. Tatum loves and worships Kyrie Irving. And if Kyrie Irving liked Mike D'Antoni, there's your connection. But that's the only way, otherwise I think they're going to do something to make Tatum happy, I've heard he really likes the assistant, Jay Larranaga.
Oh, yep.
And I know that would be completely unsexy, but if that's Tatum's guy, that's going to be the guy.
Do you have a prediction on it? On who do you think is going to be the coach? I know Chauncey Billups, Sam Cassell, former NBA players are in the mix.
Jay Larranaga, that's my prediction.
That's your guy?
Let it ride. Keep it in business. I like it.
For sure. My last question here is, we'll go back on the football here. We always ask this question to everyone coming on because, everyone knows Tom Brady. What was your thoughts on him, winning a Super Bowl in another uniform?
Oh, it was a great fuck you. It was the greatest fuck you in the history of sports fuck yous. And I was on Bill's side of it. So, I was wrong. He proved me wrong, too. I thought Bill was going to show it was more about the team and the coach than it was about the quarterback. And Brady shoved that up everyone's ass. I was happy to take the loss. It's fine. Win some, you lose some. But, now that I did embrace the loss, it's like now I'm riding it full hog. It's like that's what Brady showed. It was about him. It was more about him than it was about Bill, and that's just the scoreboard. So good job, Brady.
For sure. And Gronk scoring 2 touchdowns, I wasn't complaining there.
Didn't help either.
Yeah, and when you're I don't know, around my age, I'm 27 years old, that probably was relevant for the Patriots starting in 2000, 2001. So I really don't know what it's like to, not see the New England Patriots with 12 under center. So it was really weird seeing him in the Super Bowl. I kind of felt like I was just watching another Patriots game when they beat the Chiefs there in the Super Bowl.
Yep, had the same whiff. And I thought that was the whiff of Bill. Turns out it was the whiff of Brady.
Yeah, not having Tom Brady is pretty awful. Found out.
Mike, you got one last question?
Yeah, I have just what's your favorite parts of Felger Mazz, and kind of what do you think happens after Felger Mazz? Do you have retirement? Living on Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard? I know you're a Nantucket guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll do it for as long as they'll have me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is your favorite parts this Boston sports teams up until the fans, everything?
Yeah, my favorite. So the big days, the big news days, and you can just tell everyone wants to hear what people are saying about it, or they want to say something about it, and we're sort of the platform for it. We're the stage for that whole thing.
Yeah,
and that's a fun place to be.
I agree.
Yeah, what was the biggest day that you guys were just licking your chops? This is going to be a great day of radio. What was the biggest story?
Oh, the day Brady signed with Tampa.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
That 3-4 day stretch is just huge. It's just because so many people didn't believe it. There's so many Patriots toady fans you're making it up. He's not going in.
It's he broke up with all of us. We all were going through this bad breakup
denial stage.
He can't be leaving.
It wasn't a shock for us, but it was really fun to hear the shock. You just couldn't believe it was going to happen, but it happened. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I love that he left personally and won.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd go through with it. I knew he wanted to. I knew he didn't like it here, and I thought all the problems that were reported on the team were real. I just think Brady's also someone in the past who always backed down at the end. He never followed through, but this time he followed through big time.
You ready for everybody to push the narrative this upcoming season of a potential Super Bowl matchup of Tom Brady and the New England Patriots if the Patriots and Bucks both get off to a hot start? Because that's coming.
Yeah, sure. I'll take it. Yeah, sure, that's fun. But I don't think it's realistic.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Play that by ear.
Mike, appreciate you coming on. I just wanted to say I was a PA at Fox for your wife, Sarah. She was really good to us when I was there.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
stuff.
She's a nice lady. And I'm sorry for last week. Sorry I missed you last week.
No, you're all
no
good,
worries, man.
We
No
appreciate
sweat.
that. Thank you.
Hey, best of luck with everything. We'll be listening.
Appreciate you.
sir.
Okay, guys. Good luck.
Thanks.
Now is 98.5 the Sports Hub's Michael Felger. Seeing him talk 2 to 6 all my life and actually talking to him in person, that was, a stage moment we were kind of talking about after of, the start of Steele and Nazz. We were sitting around like a bunch of bozos in suits and jerseys in front of a camera. Yeah, we were talking sports, but we didn't really know what we were doing.
Not a fucking clue.
This is another humble moment. And, been looking at this guy for years, seeing his takes, you see the people, even athletes getting upset about his takes. And it's just hilarious and also very inspiring to, have a face-to-face, I guess, through called through the phone. I apologize if there were any technical difficulties, probably under tunnels or anything like that. But yeah, pretty blown away.
Absolutely, that's the top of the totem pole. It's the best of the business to talk to him. I mean, that's
Boston
incredible.
sports, yeah.
Very fortunate for him to give us the time of day.
Yeah.
And,
I think
he gave great takes all around.
I think
Great
you
takes.
and him about Swayman, you're right on the money.
Yeah. I should have probably listened to his show. I didn't listen to his show today, but I'm sure he was saying all day, or probably all week he's been saying start Swayman. Has he been on to the Swayman train? I know. I'm sure he has.
Should have plugged in the Alaskan bullworm though.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, that was a big miss.
Fuck.
What I was he's been on the Swayman train since like day one. When I think I listened to him when he like Swayman was making his first start. He said, "Oh yeah, you'll see all these teams sometimes. You know, who's the guy from the Blues? Bennington. Like come out of the woodworking. You know, steal Stanley Cup." Swayman could be one of those guys. I can't believe I'm imitating his voice. That's fucking rude.
Yeah,
But
we know that guy.
yeah, he called me Adam. That was pretty good. Yeah. All right, enough of the stardom struck things. But yeah, through the Patriots, to talk Celtics, good stuff overall. Now we're gonna leave it to the callers on what they thought about the Bruins. You know, overall this season, in particular last night, because I don't think too many people are gonna be happy about it.
Yeah, we're stealing this right from Felger's playbook. Just callers. That's what
Callers.
they live on the callers.
Hello.
Hey, Sean, you're on the Steele Nazz airwaves. How you doing today? Sean from Quincy.
Oh, I am great, Nazz. How are you, my friend?
Good. I just wanted to know what you thought about the game last night.
It fucking sucks. Grizzly blows. Carlo, he's hurt. McAvoy was okay until he got hurt.
Popped.
Marchand, Dad, I'm on the phone. Marchand's the only one that showed any type of pulse. Tuca sucks. That's the last we saw of him. But Grizzly, he sucks, and Lozon, he blows.
Do we sign Krejci, Sean? Do we sign Krejci?
You have a filthy, rotten mouth in you. Krejci, yeah. Hopefully Taylor Hall gets back too.
Wouldn't mind it.
Sean, do you?
Oh, hold on. We got
a call coming in.
Hey,
Sorry,
Nicky
Sean.
Knuckles, you're now on the Steele Nazz airwaves. How you doing tonight?
Who's this?
We're calling. This is Nazz here of Steele Nazz podcast. Just calling to see what you thought about the game last night.
Fucking Nazz.
What's good, kid?
Let's get it.
Nothing, man. That was a heartbreaker. You know what I say fucking blow it up. Get rid of Tuca. Get rid of Krejci. Get rid of Cassidy. Fucking blow it up. Start it all over.
Cassidy. Jesus.
He doesn't know. He got outcoached. Trotz outcoached him. It was a fucking shame. They were a better team on paper. They didn't show up to play. It was fucking bullshit. But hey, guys, Magic Mike, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, Magic Mike, anyone ever tell you look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
I've never heard that one yet. I've heard Keanu, but
Yeah.
not that one.
Opening his eyes.
Who's
Opening his
saying
eyes.
that? You or it's someone else?
Yeah, no, that's the word. That's the word. Everyone's saying it.
Okay,
But hey, I
I'll
gotta
take
go.
it.
I'm a little busy right now. Hey, I'll give you a shout later.
Have
All
a
right.
great one, buddy.
All right, thank you.
All right, peace.
And more of less there, talking about Bruce Cassidy going. That was kind of something there in terms of I think he did get out coached, but at the end of the
Trotz is
day,
a great
he's
coach too. Yeah.
Bruce Cassidy's a hell
I
of a
think
coach.
this comes back to the question Justin asked Felger earlier. Like, we don't know how to handle losing. For like when all our teams are
Yeah,
losing, we're
fire
like,
everybody.
how many times have we said blow up the team? Like we're calling for Bill's head. We're like all these people that led us to fucking great moments. We're like, fuck them, hate them, get them gone.
In fairness, you're calling for Bill's head.
You'll see.
I'm there for the rest of them, but
I'm an early adopter. You'll be on that train very soon.
Got another caller.
What's up, Nazz?
Andy, Steele and Nazz podcast airwaves, man. Watch the Bruins last night at all? We'd love to have your take.
I did watch that. That was bad.
What was so bad about it?
Well, the defense sucks.
yeah, everything. Right?
Was
God was
Ryan-
terrible.
They need taller defensemen. Having Miller Carl obviously sucked, but and then
we put you on the spot here.
I don't give Tuukka Rask. Like, why did he go? If he wasn't ready to go, why did he go?
I don't understand. You had the sway man ready to go.
Like, I understand. Like, if he says he probably said I'm ready to go because he didn't want to be a pussy. But like the way Bruce Cassidy had to make a decision. Like the way he played in Game 5 was not good. I mean, I think that second goal, he got out of the way. He didn't put his body in front of it. In Game 5, and then,
that was obviously Grizzly absolutely blew it, but you got to be better there. He just went to the other side. The guy was sick.
They let way too much. They let the Isles have way too much action in front of the net. They didn't clear it out. I honestly think the turning point in the series was Game 5 when they're up 1-0, and then Marchand missed that easy, went across the goal line. He missed that easy scoop in.
Oh boy.
That would have made it 2-0 first period, Game 5. They probably would have closed that out. I think Game 5 was really Game 7. Once we lost that, it was pretty much over. Even if you put Swayman in.
They looked very defeated. They did.
That's a good point.
The nail in the coffin was the Palmieri elbow on McAvoy. Once you took McAvoy out, Grizzly's a good player, but he got exposed last night when he became the number 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you in the golf course?
I actually am at
fucking love it. Oh, you hitting well tonight?
I'm actually hitting like shit right now, but I think it's because I'm all sped up after work. I'm like, my head's fucking not in the zone.
You're good, Andy from Situate. Hey, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
No,
Laser
you're good,
focus
man.
out there. Laser focus out there.
Well, we'll let you go. Hole in one on me, all right?
Yeah, sounds good. But no, the Bruins, I mean, there's no reason why they shouldn't have 2 titles in the last decade, but they don't. And
it's sad.
Maybe it's time to start from the top down. Blow up,
Hey, there we go. Blow it up.
Blow it up.
Blow it up.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, I'll talk to you guys.
Oh, I'm loving. We might just have to blow this whole fucking city up, huh? Move down to Tampa. All right.
Hey, little man.
He better pick up.
Yeah, this is huge.
Hey, Jim, what's going on?
Adam.
Jim, you're on the Steele Nazz. You're on the Steele Nazz airwaves. I just want to get your take of last night's game. Let's go.
I've never seen so many people turn on Tuca.
Including yourself.
I was already there, if you recall. Oh, I don't expect you to go. That requires too much energy.
Do you understand the defense they had last night, and then once McAvoy goes out, just turnovers? I agree. Tuca was not hot this series, but if you're talking about you're pointing the finger right at him, I don't agree with that at all.
No, I'm just suggesting that something happens. He's not mentally tough.
Are you mentally tough?
Yeah, that second goal breakaway, he literally just fled, he ran from it.
Well, he could have done better. They all could have.
Oh yeah, I mean Grizzly absolutely blew it anyway.
D's a big disappointment.
Outside of the first line, though, there was really no scoring all series.
Yeah, but they were tough. That's a tough team. Those Islanders are tough.
Yeah,
they were good team.
That's Cizikas guy, man. What an absolute motherfucker.
Who do you think wins it all now, Jim?
Oh, Tampa
all day, back to back.
You want to go to? You want to move to Tampa with me?
City of Champions.
I feel like we'd kill it in Tampa, Jim.
Dynamic duo.
Yeah, some bourbon, some Basil Hayden down there.
Bourbon and seersuckers. What a combo.
Processing that.
Come on, give us some electricity, Jimbo. I know you're better than this.
Electricity. Disappointing loss, but all in all, pretty good season. Not bad. Hard to make the playoffs. They made it.
Do you want Krejci back?
Sure.
Would love it.
Yeah, he'll come back. Who's UFA? It's Rask. Isn't Krejci? Krejci's one.
Krejci, Hall.
Carlo.
I think Carlo's done.
I think they should stick with him. They don't really have a lot of depth there.
No, I think he's done. I don't.
Oh, you think concussion?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good take.
I don't think he can. Just the way he came off the ice,
Yeah, that was a tough scene.
Looked like Mark Savard or something.
It really. You know what? You're right. It really did. He just didn't look right. That's not right. There's something.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that since Sean Dunn took his last algebra test.
That's the electricity we're looking for.
What a burn.
Yikes.
Oh, man. Appreciate the call, Jim. Love you.
All right, Adam. I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was something. The calls there. People pretty upset about the team. Everyone wanted Tuca out. I think the consensus is Krejci and Hall we want back. They're clearly good hockey players. It just depends if they can afford them, whether it comes to Don Sweeney making the right moves or, who else you got there? You got Jacobs, running the team as it's supposed to. I think Cam Neely is big in this process.
It's up to them. Jamie Jacobs is a scumbag.
Yeah, I think so too. And, when it comes down to it, though, I really don't think they were going to do any. They might have got swept to Tampa. So I think it's
playoff hockey. I feel like you don't know. You never know.
I know with Tampa. Tampa has that number.
Everyone was talking highly of the Avalanche. Like everyone's been talking them up like they were supposed to be Cup champions. They might lose tonight.
The Lightning won a fake championship, and the year before that, they got swept in the first round by the Blue Jackets. Fuck that.
I just think anything's possible in the NHL playoffs. Somewhat.
Golden Knights all the way.
You got to be
Canada.
fully healthy. Yeah, our injuries and
Oh yeah, I mean
we didn't have everything rolling for us.
Grizzlick was our number one defenseman last night.
Are you guys?
That's awful.
Are you guys on the Islanders bandwagon in that series? I'm assuming.
Absolutely. I mean, anyone who wants to root for the Tampa Bay Lightning to win it all again is a phony. This isn't Tom Brady in the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is who is it? Victor Hedman in the fucking Tampa Bay Lightning. That sounds good to me.
Shit. We are way too close to a Lightning Canadian Stanley Cup final, and I hate it.
Yeah, no, honestly, the win.
Way too close.
The
to
team
that.
I'm rooting for, I do like the Islanders. Don't get me wrong, but it's the winner of the Vegas and Colorado series. Both those guys, both those teams. I mean, we had Grinelli on earlier this week, and he was just talking about the heart and tenacity of Nathan McKinnon, and I'm all for that guy. I think this team's up and coming, and really hope they pull it out tonight. You guys will know by the time this episode comes out if they have. Yeah. But if they have, I think the Canadians are in big trouble either way. They kind of crawled through and got by the worst division in all of hockey, the Canadian division, and now they're. Oh yeah, no, now the Canadians won, so now they opened up the border for them to go over. I can't imagine if Winnipeg won if they even would have let that happen.
Yeah, I'm praying for the Avs to win tonight just because that series, Game 7. Need it just like as a hockey fan.
Oh yeah, be at the pub for that one.
Yeah, like that Game 7 would just be incredible.
That's a good thing. I still am invested in like this NHL playoffs, even with the Bruins out. I mean, I won't watch every fucking game, but like the NBA, fuck that. These are the real games. Even watching the Canadians.
Somebody beat Montreal. That's where we're at. Even if it has to be the Lightning, which would suck, but. Somebody, I can't watch. I can't see them.
When we were at the pub last night, like Reamer was like, "I guess I got to root for the Canadians now." And there was some guy who was just screaming the whole game in there, and he was like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Yeah. He should have been punched immediately.
He didn't turn from the TV once the whole night, and he like looked.
That was the guy screaming, "Tuca, you suck."
I mean, he was chirping.
That guy
he was chirping the TV heavy. It was about the only funny part of the entire evening until Steele walked in like after work and was all hopeful like he always is.
Steele literally just walked in and it was 4-1.
And then it became 4-2 almost immediately. And then it just went downhill from there.
Steele walked in with a full beard. He walked in with a full beard with belief, like all of us. And today I'm looking at a man I don't even know.
I feel like the last time I saw you with no beard on was like All-Star Baseball Camp.
Pretty much. Might as well have been.
Crazy. 2013.
What's the over-under on how many days it grows back?
I think I'm going to let it. I think I might keep it like this for a couple weeks. Let the people see, and then we'll see how that goes.
That's a man of the people.
Yeah, it's like you're giving up free tickets to the show.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
you should try to profit off that. Yeah.
Might as well.
So
gonna post it.
You have to let us know when you're like gonna allow it to grow back so we can like time it.
Absolutely.
What do you do? What are you going over under on like when he's got like a beard like me or your lengths, like all of our lengths?
I think he could get back to like his normal beard in 10, 15 days.
That's insane. If that's true. That's insane.
I think I would take the under.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. You
think you can get back to that full beard in 15 days?
It'll be close.
I don't know what you're feeding that beard.
We'll see how it goes.
Liquor and
Yeah, Bud Light.
Must be
Bud Light and Irish sweaters, baby.
Must be something in the Irish pub air.
Well, we'll wrap it on that, folks. Thank you for tuning in once again. Mike Felger coming on the pod. That was really nice of him. We'll get you going. I think we're gonna take a bye week next week, but we'll be right back at it. We're not going anywhere. Yeah, maybe only baseball's around, and the championship series of NBA and NHL are, but we're still here and we're not going anywhere. So that's all from Steele and Nazz. Thank you for Hedge Better for always making this possible. I gotta give a quick plug to Slight Edge Fitness and Performance. You know, they do a great job being our sponsor. Craig Kelly, if you're not in that gym yet, you better.
Group trainings Saturdays. It's free for your first try. Go in. I couldn't make it last Saturday for graduation. I think I might get in there now. This Saturday.
Sure.
No, we all gotta make changes. You're making changes, Steele. I'm ready to make changes. Get in there. $10, I think it is, for your first time. Free first time. 20 if you're not a member. 10 if you are a member. We'll see you there.
And realize that we didn't even brag about the Irish pub winning the softball game against undefeated Water Club. We're not even gonna talk about it because you know why? It was just a regular season game. We really don't give a shit. That's all from Steele and Nazz. Be safe out there.
Suck
One
it,
love.
Water Club. Suck it.